This is the Wiiviewer! Oh, wait, that's right. My kids are gone for the summer, so this is going to be me for a while. Aww. So, Never Alone for the Wii U. This is a game that is based around the Alaskan Native people. Now, before I go into this any deeper, I do need to disclose that this game was sent to me from the publisher. Now, I do have to say, and you can put this on the box art if you'd like, publishers, this is the best snow walking simulator I have ever played. But as a game, it's a good puzzle platformer. Now the story is told like a storybook, and you're portraying the character that's being told in the story. Now the story that you're being told, I just didn't find that compelling. Yeah, it was interesting that there was a bad guy who destroyed the village and you're trying to get away from him, and then you get swallowed by a whale, and then you're dealing with ghost spirits and all this other stuff. I found the storytelling just a little too sparse. The problem was that the story was basically you just keep running or you're trying to escape something. It wasn't until the second half of the game that I really got engaged in the gameplay and the story a little bit. You play as a little girl named Nunya, or her magic glowing fox. If you're playing alone, you're going to need to swap between them to solve the puzzles of the environment around you. You can easily just click a button and do it, so it's not hard to do. The game does a good job of having the other character follow you around most of the time. You can also play the game with two people, one who controls the girl and the other one who controls the fox. We tried it both ways, and it's easier to play the game single player, but if you're looking for a challenge, play it with two people. The levels that you play are mostly going to be set in harsh environments. They do a good job of changing the way the snowy environments look. The gameplay consists of either manipulating the world around you so you can keep progressing, making animal spirits appear to help you move forward, or escaping the dangers that are after you. The puzzles were really never that challenging. Now, I hate saying that because I'm sure there are people out there that will find some of the levels hard. But let me say, if you're a professional puzzle platforming player, whoa, say that 5 times fast. Professional puzzle platforming player, professional puzzle platforming player, professional puzzle platforming player, professional puzzle Oh, I can't do it. If you're one of those people, you won't find much challenge to this game, but less experienced players might find this a bit hard. But let me make this very clear. I thought the puzzle platforming of all the levels had a lot of clever parts in it. They put an interesting twist on it by putting it in a snowy environment. Overall, it's pretty enjoyable to play. The game gives you very generous save reset points. So if you die in the game, it's not really that big a deal because you'll pretty much go right back to where you were so you can try it again. So you're never going to get too frustrated playing this game. And I have a feeling that that's kind of the way they designed the game, because they kind of want to have you go through the story without having you feel like you're having to just power through the story. It's more of like, yeah, here's a puzzle, but it's really fairly easy to figure it out. A few tries, you'll get it. But like I said, I wish the story was a little bit stronger. I do think the story gets better in the second half of the game, mainly because of a twist I really didn't see coming. And that's what I found enjoyable, was that it did find ways to surprise me at times. I just wish the story was a little more interesting before getting to that point. The controls are pretty simple to get down for the most part. You can jump, duck from the wind, or push things as the girl, and jump and climb if you're the fox. The only hiccup to the game's controls are if you want to use a special item called the bolo that you can acquire fairly early in the game. You have to hold back on your right analog stick and then move it to the other direction to fire it. It was just too clunky of a control scheme. It caused me many misfires or deaths because of it. Now, as a bonus, they give you videos and artifacts that gives you some context behind the levels that they've created and some of the items of their culture. Plus, you can play the game completely TV off screen, which is always a good thing. Never Alone is a very good puzzle platformer. They do a good job of changing the way your character interacts with the snowy environment. It mostly controls well, and the fact that there's unlimited continues with saves all around makes the minor control issues not a deal breaker. So I do think it's worth a buy. Well, that was my review of Never Alone. Why don't you check out my previous review of Cube Life Island Survival, or my classic review of The Tales of Monkey Island. I thank you guys for watching, and please subscribe.